So hello everyone, hope to see you here and let me introduce myself before starting the session. So hello guys, I'm Sharnath. I'm a second year undergraduate student at KT University. I'm among the top contributors in GitHub from India and my rank is 136. I'm an aspiring junior data scientist at CodeBug AI, presently leading the CodeChef Kit chapter team as a president, one of the core team member of DSC KIIT, and machine learning lead at IoT Lab. My other interests aside from machine learning are backend development, DevOps, and Flutter. So today we today in this session we'll be talking about TF Lite and how to do it and how to maneuver TF Lite in edge devices. This is a very important session because in your solution challenge, you will be deploying your ML models in edge devices like smartphones and Raspberry Pi like devices. So it's very so you need to know that how to do post quantization after training and how to quantize your model so that it works efficiently. So moving on. So the ideal audience for our today's session will be the ML engineers who are looking to optimize their model for deployment purpose, and uh, and if you're going to convert your non-TF Lite models into TF Lite format. So let's talk about what is TensorFlow. So TensorFlow is a free open source software which is developed by Google, and it is a symbolic math library which can be used for machine learning applications such as neural network. So let's talk about the problems we face during the deployment. The first problem that we face is the model should be lightweighted. So let's take an example. If you have created a model and you want to make an inference of your model on edge devices like Raspberry Pi or smartphones, then your model should have some characteristics so that it performs really well in your edge devices. So the first thing is that the memory constant, because in edge devices the memory is a very big part. You don't get 8 GB of RAM or 16 GB of RAM in Raspberry Pi, or it will not actually uh, infer the model very fast. If you're doing it on server, it is a different issue, but it's also expensive. It is not cost effective. Then there are low availability of memory in the edge devices like smartphones and Raspberry Pi. And your output should have contained low latency, because if your model is taking time for prediction, then it will destroy the user experience. So it will be very much beneficial if your model should be lightweighted and should have low latency. Suppose if your model architecture is very large like VGC16 or YOLO V4, then in order to get an inference you need to have a good device at your prediction end. And if your model is deployed in the server, it will take a lot of memory to make the inference, and the overall power consumption will be very high, and the performance is quite low for that. So deploying on device ML model is a very big challenge for us. But hold on, we have TF Lite. So basically, TF Lite are lightweighted models which are production ready and cross-platform framework for deploying ML models, which are used to get inference on the edge devices like mobile phones and microcontrollers. So let's talk about that. What are the advantages we face in TF Lite? So the first advantage and the very good advantage is it has low latency. That means it will predict the output really very quick. And the availability of the pre-trained models gives a very good good weightage to your product, because you can find the pre-trained models in TensorFlow Hub. You can use it in your project and build a good project if you want to, and you can also train it further, get an inference by using those models. And the third one is the privacy preserving, because your model is not gonna be communicating with the servers. It will work in your local machine, your local device, that is your smartphone or your Raspberry Pi or Jetson Nano. So anything will not be uploaded into the server, and your model will work perfectly in the offline mode as well. So these are the key advantages that will be we can see in TensorFlow Lite. So now we'll be talking about that. What are the apps which uses TensorFlow Lite? So the first one is YouTube. The AI feature on YouTube basically support the TF Lite. It works on the TF Lite, and the famous Google Translate app, which also is made of which uses TF Lite to make the translations. So now let's jump in to get a hands-on with TensorFlow Lite. I've given the notebook link here. You can go and check it out. And let me.
Sign, there is a question, where is TF Lite used?
So yeah, I have shown you that TensorFlow Lite is used in YouTube for the AR feature, and Google Translate app also uses TensorFlow Lite. There are also many much uh, example apps. These are the apps from Google, so that's why I'm promoting them. And any other questions? Cool. So let's go on a hands-on with TensorFlow Lite. So if you want to use the same notebook, please go to File. Let me reconnect first. Please go to File and make a copy and save it to your drive. So yeah. So first I need to install the necessary libraries, the Python modules I will be using in this. So yeah, after the importing is done, then I'll be checking the TensorFlow version. I'm using TensorFlow 2.4.1 version. If you're using 1 series, then the code I'll be writing might not relevant. So it's better you to upgrade it to TensorFlow 2. So I've created two helper functions. It helps me to calculate the model size of the model and the TF-Lite file, which I'll be generating in the future. So after running this cell, let's import the dataset. So for this activity, I'll be choosing the famous Fashion MNIST dataset. The dataset has 70,000 grayscale images, which are divided into 10 categories. Yeah, so in order to use this dataset, I call the function keras.dataset to store the dataset in the Fashion MNIST, and then I'll be splitting the dataset into training images and training labels, as well as test images with test labels. Let's run this cell as well. So these are my class names, that is a t-shirt, trouser, pullover, dress, coat, etc. So now it's time to explore the data as well, because EDA is very important. So now basically let's get the shape of the training images. So the input image size is 28 into 20, that is 28 height to width is 28, and we have 60,000 training images, and here are the 60,000 training images, and you can clearly see that my classes ranges from 0 to 9. So let's do same for test dataset as well. So the test dataset is of 28 into 28, and there are 10,000 images. So now it's time to take a random image and plot it. So in 20th, so the 20th image is this image, and if I take a 19, then it's a jacket or a pullover, you can see. So now comes the most important part, the normalizing the images. So basically the image intensity value ranges from 0 to 55. Now if we have to build a network that converge quickly, we all have to bring all the image intensity value to one scale. So the good values will be 0 to 1. So I have brought down the pixels from 0 to 255 to 0 to 1 by dividing it by 255. So let's execute this cell. So after executing this, I'll be building my model. So I have made a sequential model. I have flattened the layer and the input shape I have defined as 28 into 28, and the dense layer, it has 128 layers with the activation function as ReLU, and the output layer is of 10. So after building the model, let's compile. So after combining, let's get the summary of the model. So this is the summary we are getting. So after getting the summary, let's train the model with training images and the train labels with epochs 10. I'm not focusing on building a good model and getting a good accuracy, because this session is all about TF Lite, not about making good models. So let's focus on this part first. So basically, one epoch is the is one forward propagation and one backward propagation. So after fitting our model, we'll be plotting our accuracy and the loss curve. So you can see. So now comes the most interesting part. We'll be saving our Keras file with the name as tfmodel.fashionmnist.h5, and then we'll be checking the file size. We have defined the function beforehand only. So the file size is 1.19 MB, nearly about 1.2 MB. So now let's evaluate our model with the test images with the test labels. So after getting it, I am getting accuracy of 88% and a loss of 33% with the test accuracy, with the test label, sorry. And then I'll be saving the tflite file. So basically we have to first initialize the converter, and after that we need to call the convert function to do that. So after converting my h5 file into TensorFlow Lite, now I'll be writing that. Yeah. So after doing all of the stuff, after converting the model from H5 to TF-Lite file, I'll be checking the file size. So you can see that it is 398.969 kilobytes. So nearly it is about 400 KB. So now our main aim is to check the so evaluate our model in the with the test images with TF-Lite. So now we will check the input tensor shape, that what is the shape it is taking. So I'll be printing all the details here. So the input shape, it is the TensorFlow Lite file is expecting is 128 into 28, and the output shape is 110. So now we have to resize, because our test size is of 1000 comma 28 into 28. So we can do that by allocating tensors, and let's print it. So it is now changed to 1028 into 28, and previously it was 128 into 28. So now comes the interesting part. I'll just get the data type for the test images. So it is shown as 64, but we need to convert that into 32. There are many various ways to convert this, but I'll be following this way, that is using a NumPy array. So after doing that, we are using the help of the interpreter to get the predictions. So the prediction shape is 1000 into 10. So let's evaluate our model with the prediction class and test labels, and let's print our accuracy. Our accuracy is 88%, and our accuracy for the Keras file was around 88% only. Yes, it was 88.04%. Exactly the value came. Now the most important part comes, that we need to quantize our model. So let's understand what is quantization of our models. So in quantization, all your weight values that are represented float 32 will be now converted into 8-bit integer value. So the model does not lose much accuracy, and your quantized model becomes 4 times lighter than the original model. And if I am telling that my model will become 4 times lighter, then my model size was 400 kb, nearly about 400 kb. Then it will become 100 kb. So let's see. So now I'll be saving my TF-Lite file again and do the quantization part. So if you want to convert your model into certain criteria, then you can uncomment this, and you can not optimize for the size part, and you can run this cell. So after that, you can convert your model, and after converting, you can check the file size. Yeah, it is coming 200. And if you are uncommenting this because you don't need this criteria and you need to optimize your model size, then you can again run this and get the TensorFlow Lite file, sorry. and and you can clearly see that it is 101 kb. That is, it was 400 kb, and after quantization it was 101 kb. So now the main thing is to check the accuracy part. Also, we have to evaluate our model on the TensorFlow Lite file. So let's repeat the same process. And yeah, the TensorFlow Lite file is also expecting 1 into 20 into 28. And let's resize and allocate tensors to that. Yeah, so it is now expecting 10,000 to 20 into 28. And now it's again into the type of float 64. Then we'll be converting this into float 32. And with the help of the interpreter, we can change and we can actually predict, and the prediction classes will be stored in the prediction classes. And after that, let's evaluate our model. And after evaluating our model, our accuracy is stored in the ACC. So let's print it and get the result. So you can clearly check our model accuracy is 88.09, which is a good score. And previously our model accuracy was 88% only. Yeah, it is 88.04%. And now after quantization, it is 88.09. So yeah, this is TensorFlow Lite, and how you can quantize your model I've shown you. So now let's check the summary part. So the summary which came out is the Keras file was 1.2 MB of size. We converted our Keras file into TF-Lite file, that is 400 KB. And after quantization, we got that 400 KB file into 100 KB. So it was a great success, I can say. So now we'll be talking about that how can we convert your non-TensorFlow Lite models into TensorFlow Lite format. So the non-TensorFlow models, if I am saying that, I can give you an example of PyTorch. If you're using PyTorch, then you can't get a TensorFlow Lite file, but you can by following these steps. That if you're converting your non-TF-Lite models into TensorFlow Lite format, then ONNX is your best friend, because it's an open format built to represent machine learning models. So you have to convert your export your non-TF-Lite in ONNX format, and after that you need to format that into TF using ONNX TF. And after you convert that into the TF model, then you know the drill from here. I have shown you, and end-to-end notebook is linked here. You can go and check it out. I'll be giving the link in the chat also after this session gets over. And a big shout out to Sayok Paul, because he has made this notebook, and I'll be sharing it to you guys as well. So for optimal performance on mobile, if you want to check your model architecture and all of the stuff, you can visit this tool, or you can download this tool as well, which is known as Netron. You can import your models. Your model can be of any extension, like H5 file. It can be H5 file. It can be TF-Lite. It can be PB file. It can be PT file. It can be anything. You can just go there and view your model. So yeah, if you need to get access to the slide, then you can scan the barcode, or you can also visit that bit.ly tflight sign to get the slides. So now let's start the Q&A session.
We have one question in the Q&A tab. One question in the Q&A tab. Please explain quantization, what it does in backend.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm explaining this only. So yeah, let's understand that what is quantization. So your weights are represented in the float 32 format. So after the quantization, it is converted into 8-bit integer value. Okay, like if for example, if your weight is suppose 5.32456778, then that value will be converted into 5, like from 5.3323 something like that, it will convert it into 5. It is a 8-bit integer value, and in that process your model will not lose much accuracy, and your model will becomes 4 times lighter than the original TF Lite model. Yeah, so this is the main quantization part, and if you want to go in deep, then you can study out many resources that are available. Yeah, you need to know the basic TensorFlow knowledge in order to get this concept, because this session was purely based upon TensorFlow Lite. So I've given you the slide link, and I'm also giving you the feedback link as well. You can fill it out and tell me how did you like this session. Yeah, the other link I shared was the feedback form link. Please, if you want to give me any feedback, you can give. Thank you.
So with that note, I don't think that we have any other questions. I'll be ending this session. If you have any other question, in the feedback form, there are links for his portfolio and his connection link for the LinkedIn. You can connect with him. Thank you, guys.